Fatality.
I know it said that this, that little outro, both the intro and the outro had to go this month. Haven't had the time to get down and get busy on it. Maybe this next week. This is UFO Buster Radio. I am Manny Moonraker, your host, and this is episode number 411. Is it really 411? I'm giving you the info. Shut the front door and the back door if you know what's good for you. This is the UFO show that your parents, your grandparents, your aunt, your brother, the crazy ass fucking uncle that's still in the nut house, that they warned you about. They said don't listen to stuff like this because it's not made to stroke people who write books that regurgitate the story a quadrillion times. No, that's not what I do. I might repeat myself because, for fuck's sake, isn't that the way that you get the message across to people? You repeat yourself over and over again. So I do tend to do that. My phone just went off for some reason. It's the guys in Discord. By the way, if you haven't joined Discord, come on. And let me just say this. Don't be a creeper either. If you join Discord, fucking say something. Don't just sit there and not say, come on. You got to get in it. To win it, you got to go and interact because that's what we do. This is how we're going to talk about the damn topic of UFOs, which is a hotbed of nonsense right now. It's just a hotbed, period, to be honest. And the one thing that I've always mentioned, and you guys who've listened to more than 3 episodes, you guys already know. Holidays are UFO off days. Like it's Labor Day in the United States. So, everybody had Monday off. They had the weekend off. Some of you really smart fuckers out there, you took Friday off, so you're good to go. You're probably not even sober yet. But what I've always said is, whenever there's a major holiday, there are no UFO sightings. In fact, what I saw a lot of was, little municipalities or cities or governments say, oh, you know that UFO report from like 3 months ago? It was a balloon. Yeah, so I guess they waited till everybody was drunk to come out and say, oh, yeah, your sighting was a fucking balloon. It was a internet balloon, or it was a weather balloon, or, a balloon to... I don't know. They got so many fucking balloons these days. It's not even fair anymore. Like, ufology just is not fair. Like, we don't know what the hell they're putting up there. There's all kind of balloons. It used to be, you could be like, okay, Project Mogul, laughable. But then we started getting the, the Hindenburgs, the Goodyear blimps. And, so I don't know why anyone would ever mistake that for the kind of UFOs we talk about, but for the love of fucking God, they do, and they did, and even still, people will see reports and say, "Oh, that was a blimp. Who the fuck uses blimps anymore?" That's what I want to know. Why even bother? There's no reason to. You can have a fucking horde of damn drones. Have you seen what the folks in Japan do with fucking drones? Are you serious? No, sir. Blimps are not necessary. Not one bit. By the way, sounds like we got some guys in the chat right now. We got GameVit, Green Man, Dre, and GameVit again, and then Green Man again, then Dre. Yeah, the reason why I repeated it, because I said I repeat stuff on the show, but also because they're in there live, they're chatting as the podcast is going on. The only way you can find out about that is by going to Spreaker.com and signing up for your notifications. That way you know what the hell is going on during the podcast, and you can chat, do stuff like that. I did the weirdest thing. So we are on a personal level getting ready for my mom. I haven't really talked about her so much on the podcast for some time because a little better here and there, but she needs eye surgery, which is happening tomorrow. And but I had like the weirdest thoughts. Like I sat around, like I've done everything that needs to be done, to get ready for this eye surgery. And it's going to take a whole month of fucking recovery. But here's a funny thing. The thing that popped into my head was, why is it that Bugs, the UFO hunter, why is he so gassy? And what does he think? Because I'm telling you, on Saturday, I squeezed him a little and the farts they just kept on for hours. And I don't know. I don't know. I don't understand how this happens. I mean, he is like good to go. He's ready. He will. I just don't know. I can't understand how that small body can produce so much gas without blowing up eventually. It's crazy. So I wonder what is going on in his head. And I found this soundbite that I kind of feel like this is what Bugs' perspective is on the farting, right? So, I walk up to him and say, hey, Bugs, hey, one tree? Come on, who's a good boy? Really, Bugs? Was that necessary, Bugs? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You're not going to stop, are you? Come on, Bugs, really? Go to your room. What? That's the. I think that's what happens to him internally. He just gets triggered and it comes out the back end. That's the way I feel it is. I don't know. Anyway, we got 3 stories to cover today. One of them, I'm gonna be honest, 2 of them actually came from a different country. The best one came from Indonesia. I know I don't speak the language. I don't speak in Z, but thankfully for Google. Now, I will say this. I had an article about, I'm going to say it was the Prime Minister of Japan. He was in an interview, and somebody said to him, do you believe in the UFOs? Right? That's what they asked him. And that was the headline for the article. But when I was reading the damn Google translation, all I saw was him responding to why he decided to go with the black-rimmed glasses. Yeah. Ridiculous. Check this out.
Sunglasses looking so right, hitting the streets in my old man
the way, I got a message on YouTube about 3 days ago from Natasha DeBow. Yes, DeBow, that's what it says. She said this, and I really, it's weird because YouTube has this stupid little studio app, and what kills me is the fucking thing doesn't tell you which video people comment on, so you just have to fucking guess, and I really have no idea. Just from what she says, I mean, it is a she. I have no idea. She says, it's pretty easy to see this yourself in the sky. Thank you for starting that way. I still have no idea what you're talking about. Follow Stephen Greer, learn the CE5 protocol, and call them yourself. If you have not seen the film CE5, it will change your world. Well, Natasha DeBow, I still don't believe in the cabal, and I don't believe the lizard man, but, I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind putting together a little CE5 action on the YouTube channel one of these days, and we'll get 6, 7, or 8 of us on there, try to channel the fuck out of some aliens and see who gets to 17. Sounds like a plan. All right, let's get this started. This one is coming out of KALAMAZOO, Michigan. Yeah, KALAMAZOO. Gotta love that place, I think. The article for today is retired meteorologist shares his account of a 1994 West Michigan UFO sighting. 1994, March 8th to be exact. It was a cold and dark night when the shit went down for Jack Bushong. Yeah. Honestly, when I saw his name, I was like, this can't be Michigan. Is it Kalamazoo somewhere else? Is it in another country? I don't understand. But yeah, Jack Bushong, that was his name. He currently is retired, and but he saw some crazy ass shit on the radar, let me tell you. To start off the article right from the go, he says they were moving so fast and 2 or more started coming into play there. I really had little time to describe where they were before they had moved and jumped again. These are some fast-ass moving UFOs that he was seeing on radar, but he wasn't the only one. It's one of those things where finally you have another report pre-Tic Tac where the damn things are showing up on radar. And not only did he see it on radar, but you have people throughout the town of Kalamazoo. They were saying, oh shit, what the hell is that? What is that? What is that? Somebody tell us. The cops were involved. People were calling the station, seeing if somebody was picking this stuff up. It's just crazy. Completely nuts. He pretty much spent most of his career working for the National Weather Service. And on March 8th, he was the one that was sitting there behind the radar that night, taking care of business, monitoring what was going on. And this was apparently before the system was modernized in the mid-1990s. And let's be honest, modernization could be a lot of shit. Modernization could mean we're going to keep these UFOs from showing up on your radar, buddy. Let's just let's do this whole damn system all over again. We're going to change it all up for you. You ain't going to see shit from now on. Except for what we want you to see. Sorry, the accent just came in, just kicked in like that. Over 100 people reported witnessing the strange lights in the sky. Cindy Pravda. What the fuck is going on in Kalamazoo? Cindy Pravda, who lives in Grand Haven, she shared her account with News Channel 3 out there in March of 2019, the 25th anniversary of when shit went down. She says this, you could pretty much use it like a spotlight. Yeah. And then Bushong says, I had two cranks to bring it up or down or side to side. You pretty much sent it out searching for weather and any type of rain, sleet, snow, or hail, and that usually is what they would find on the radar. But when it took off, it was automatic. And this is him describing the system. So the thing would actually turn on the radar whenever there was some kind of weather in the area. So it would just turn on automatically, on and off. But apparently the system was set off by these UFOs. He says he recounts that the objects first appeared alone on radar returns. It started as one, and says the object was coasting at about 100 miles per hour. I don't think I know too many birds that can do that. He said while he was watching the object, it stopped and started hovering, and then it shot up about 5,000 feet, then 10,000 feet, and it just kept on going up. According to him, he felt that at this point, it was acknowledging the fact that everybody was seeing it. He says at this point, the police officer was saying that he was seeing the same thing that the object was doing on the radar. Bushong says he almost felt as if the UFO was saying to him, hey, I know you can see me. And then all of a sudden, one of those got up to between 30, then 40,000, and finally, it was at that point that he could actually see it with his own eyes. He didn't have to look at it anymore through the radar. This is the crazy stuff. When you listen to what this account is saying in 1994, it's very similar to the crazy amount of velocity and the climbing that the Tic Tac UFO did. Out in Kalamazoo, something was going down. It wasn't just you can't say it was a radar glitch, because the damn people, the cops, everybody saw this damn thing going up and down. These are the kind of stories you really don't hear about too much. You really don't, because it just never made it out of Kalamazoo. Like, this is the first time I come across it. I don't know if anybody else has heard it, but still, it is completely nuts that you have someone who is using the National Weather System picking up UFOs, and the story just disappears. In the live chat, Gamevis says that was the year after his first sighting. These things are incredible, and if it wasn't for the fact that we had like local authority and the people calling in, they would really chalk this up to it being some kind of weather condition, like ball lightning or something like that, to where swamp gas was starting shit up in Kalamazoo. But then again, isn't that what the UFO story has been about? Nothing but evidence, constant evidence, year after year after year. People of all walks of life, especially the folks that at one time were thought to be required in order to solve this. The ones that were believed to be the credible witness, the trained person in the military, the trained law enforcement officer, trained scientist. Not even these guys are believed. Goes to show you, we probably will never know the truth, to be honest. But we'll have to see. We'll have to see what these reports, these fabled reports that are supposed to be coming out in the near future, whether or not that'll solve something for us. Give us some kind of an idea of what's going on. But for the guy who was in Kalamazoo manning the National Weather System, it's still unexplained. Completely. And now he'll go into retirement It's almost like a deathbed confession, and I really hate those. But we'll see how this turns out for the rest of us. Do you think that someone would get fired, like that a meteorologist, just because he sees a UFO in the damn radar? Wouldn't that be freaking hilarious? Get away? I mean, not for the meteorologist, of course. That'd be pretty sad. But yeah, that's kind of crazy. If you want to know more about the Bushong story, check out the link that's in the description for the article. And it's actually going around to other publications, so you'll see it quite a few more times. I guarantee you. This next article is from Jakarta. Yes, Jakarta. Indonesia. Alien expert call there is a UFO truck in the United States. There's only one person that people love to call an alien expert. I mean, really. Not even Nick Pope. Nobody. Does anybody even call him a UFO expert? No. There is one expert, and that's Pareidolia Pete. In the amateur video that was shared, a large disc-shaped UFO-like foreign object was strapped to the back of the truck. Here's the thing, Indonesia. Like, when you put an image of what the article is about, why the fuck isn't it related to the article? Like, I'm looking at a picture and it looks nothing like anything being strapped to the back of a truck. I was thoroughly confused. I really thought that Google was, pulling a fast one on me. Now, this was not written in English, so there are some hiccups, but not as bad as the one in Japan. Let me tell you, this one was pretty good. Scotty Waring is being called out on this one because he's claiming that there was a military truck that was carting off a UFO and headed to the UFO sweet spot, whatever that is. And so he shared the video, and you see something that looks like a UFO sitting on the back of a truck, and they call it a UFO / like foreign object strapped to the back of a truck. But again, as usual, the footage, which wasn't even on the fucking page, the footage was poor quality, and it really sucked. And according to this, that the object was actually orange. Probably the first, I don't know, fucking orange UFO disc. I've never heard of an orange disc UFO, but there was one. Now, I don't know. I feel like the folks in Indonesia. I'm a bit confused. Pareidolia Pete. It's very, very confusing. Here's some quotes from Pareidolia Pete. It says, "This is an interesting video of a trailer and a truck that has a little problem with a UFO going too far and losing its balance," he said. You couldn't tell that from the damn article page. Let me tell you, I have no idea what the hell this thing is talking about. He says, according to Pareidolia Pete, he was sure the object was orange and it came from outer space. How? What? Where? Why? What are you talking about? He says, now UFOs have been transported like this before. Why? Due to the lack of military trucks and police vehicles. Warning, are you serious? Come on. Apparently Scott C. Waring, who doesn't even live in the damn United States, wants to claim that there's a lack of military vehicles. Really? You tell that to Congress. 'Cause those fuckers are always trying to cut the damn military spending bill. Fucking ridiculous. Because, I mean, come on. You're not even in the country anymore. He goes on to say that the object was not flown because no one knew how to drive it. He knows everything. It is the most ridiculous thing. He says, no one, so moving it safe to another location for testing is important. It's 100% alien and doesn't need to be carried anywhere, said Waring. And sometimes I think maybe he's a hybrid. Maybe he was the one who got the 17. You know, maybe that was the experiment for Scott C. Waring. Because I don't understand how he makes these assumptions. But he does. But for some reason, it looks like the folks in Jakarta, Indonesia, are hip to his game. Because they went through an entire section of his article speaking on pareidolia. Like they really slapped him with one. Probably about 20 inches in this article. And actually quoted NASA. Experts in NASA describing a phenomena known as pareidolia, which is recognizing objects or patterns in unrelated objects. They further say that NASA informed, I don't know, maybe somebody in Jakarta called NASA, who knows, a form of apophenia, a generic term for human tendency to look for patterns and random information. Random shit. Like he could walk around, you know, he's probably out there, I don't know, where is he, in Taiwan or some shit like that, you know, sees a scooter and it's a fucking UFO. He's like the Tootsie Roll commercial from back in the day. All he sees is UFOs and aliens. Bases on the moon. Bases on Mars. He just doesn't stop. He can't help himself. The NASA expert continued to say pareidolia is a psychological phenomena where people see recognizable shapes or clouds on rocks, or vice versa, according to NASA. But of course, they didn't name the NASA individual that responded or even talked about this. And, you know, let's be honest, this is probably a ripoff from another publication like, you know, those that we get from the UK. But nonetheless, nonetheless, there was a truck, military truck somewhere that was pulling a UFO, orange color, and it was heading off to the UFO hotspot known as Area 51, according to good old Scott C. Waring. It's really hard when you have these kind of this kind of coverage for Scott C. Waring, and you know the rest of the world. This is what they get. They get UFOs sitting on military trucks in the U.S. And the dumb Americans can't figure this shit out. They can't figure it the fuck out. And the one thing is funny because a lot of times when you see these pictures, there's not one armed motherfucker around that thing. You would think that if the military is transporting UFOs, there'd be a shitload of armed fuckers around it. No disrespect to the military. You guys are awesome. But what I'm saying is, if it doesn't fit, you gotta quit. That's the honest truth. There's no way that anyone's going to be transporting a real fucking UFO from somewhere else with all this great technology on the back of a freaking truck with no one guarding it. Come on, Pareidolia Pete. What the hell is wrong with you? But that's what we have to live with. He is the guy that is spreading the word on ufology to the rest of the world. He's the one that gets quoted and regurgitated time and time again. Hey, it is what it is. Nothing we could do about it except enjoy it, laugh about it, and move on to the next guy. Because apparently science is getting into trying to figure out if humans can really be hybrids with aliens. Unfortunately, we don't have our expert on today. But we'll get to Alien Shagger eventually and can talk about that.
I'm don't fucking scream at me.
Where's
you
the
dumb
money?
fuck you. Look at you with your fucking 48% body fat.
So I'm sitting here looking at the chat, and a little bit of a disco flare there, and they started talking about freaking perms. Of course, Dre says that I'm going to need a wig in order to have a perm. Freaking hilarious, honey. Just funny as hell. Unbelievable. Anyway, the last article has to do. Oh gosh, it's too much. Has to do with whether or not you can actually have alien human hybrids. Another conspiracy. Right? Besides the fact that they like to eat babies and, probe people, mutilate cattle, they do all crazy kind of shit. Apparently, aliens have this thing about creating hybrids because they want to fit in. I don't know. They want to slowly take over the planet by assuming the identity of the species. Who fucking knows? Anyway, science just jumped into this in an article on the nextweb.com. Now you know this is not going to appear on Popular Mechanics. It's not going to be on the New York Times, but it made it to this publication, the Next Web, for fuck's sake. But it turns out that people are actually looking into this. And it's funny that it starts off with this. This is the opening. This is the opening sentence. Human alien hybrids fill science fiction stories. And most famous of all of these is Mr. Spock from Star Trek. Now, wait a minute. Wait a minute. We all know that Spock's dada and his mama had the right tools, and it is implied that they were able to do the horizontal mambo. It's not like no one ever said that Spock came out of a damn tube. No. But that's the way they start this, because the premise of this is chances are our genetic makeup is not compatible with aliens. So why the conspiracies, right? What's going on? And again, the article, whatever scientist actually wrote this is a nut job, because let's be honest, no one is going to build a human-alien hybrid and not have a shitload of test tubes around to put these fuckers in, or some fake, placentas, some mechanical ones, made up ones. It's crazy. The article goes into trying to figure out basically how it will not work. That is basically the premise. So all you guys who have no idea that there is so many things going against ever having an alien hybrid. So your neighbor is not a hybrid as much as you think he is, because there's problems scientifically speaking. Yeah. Your mother-in-law that has that draconian in her, no, she's not part lizard. She's not, because they're just not compatible. It's not happening. So really not going to do the whole article, but I broke it up into things you need to be aware of. Things that make you go, like Arsenio used to say back in the day. Sit down and think about this. When you think that your teacher who's failing your ass, when you think that she is scaly as fuck, yeah, she just has bad skin. She's not a hybrid. Prezygotic. Yeah, the little zygote that happens after, the egg and the sperm meet. I feel like I should not be having this conversation with most of you. But there are barriers according to the science. first of all, is the fact that there's behavior problems. Like, some alien is not going to be all happy about your behavior and want to do the thing with you. Yeah, no, there's behavioral differences. They might not like each other. So if you're up with a gray, you might tell them, I don't really like you. I don't like the way you behave. You don't speak. You don't have a mouth. The other problem is genetic isolation. Basically, the egg and the sperm are so different that they really don't want to even talk to each other. Yeah, no mitosis there. Or meiosis. Because they won't even look at each other. It's basically what they're saying. But from what we've seen, grays don't even have penises, so that's not a problem. And it takes me to the next one, mechanical isolation. When their bodies and or reproductive systems are way too different, they don't even have any. Grays have none. Have you seen the movies? Have you seen the pictures that people draw? They don't draw penises. Or the other side. Or the female organs on them. And simply, this is a scientific term here. And this is what they wrote in the article. When their bodies or reproductive systems are too different or simply don't fit together. Like they got none. That's in the article if you want to know. Because I want to see this. This is more like a public service announcement for the conspiracy types who really feel that their uncle is reptilian. I'm telling you why this didn't go down. He's not a hybrid. No one, caught up to a family relative from a reptilian craft and came down and did the nasty, and there's your uncle, right? It's not probably not the way it worked. Now, besides that, post-zygotic barriers is like after. Like, just let's say, all of a sudden, some gray comes up and he's got some, fake gray sperm or whatever, and he decides to steal your eggs and then create himself a little zygote, throw it back in you. Sorry, ladies. But let's say he does that. Well, then we got other problems, right? Because, number one, the thing probably won't really survive because it's not genetically compatible. He'll have asthma or some shit like that. That's what they're saying. Won't be able to survive because of significant health issues. Like, I don't understand what are they saying? This conspiracy of hybrids is not true? It's falsification? It's fake news? I mean, they've got like the worst outlook for alien hybrids. The next thing is that if it does, let's say your alien baby draconian survives, it is very possible it'll be like a mule, completely infertile. So it'll end right there and then. That's your baby hybrid. You're done. It's not going any further than that. You can just say to hell with it. The other thing is, the zygote itself might not even be able to develop, and eventually, before even giving birth, or it goes through the full development, that it might perish. Science does not like the idea of alien hybrids, is basically what this article is telling you. There's a bunch of other more scientific bullshit in here that you can look at. I mean, I can understand, dogs and cats try to do something. Nothing's going to happen, at least not that we know of. But it ends basically like this. Even if we were physically compatible, perhaps our genetic material would be different, which would mean it impossible to generate offspring, or these descendants would be infertile. And, no fucks are given, to be honest. I'm going to tell you right now. These are the same people that said that we were in a bubble in the universe. That There was no water anywhere. Nowhere to be found. We're the only lucky bastards that would have such a water-rich planet. These are the same guys that for years have said there can't be alien life anywhere else other than Earth, because when you look at it, it's a dry-ass fucking rocks in our own solar system. How could there be life anywhere else? And they've turned around. They've changed. They've changed their tune. Now they're searching. Now they're looking. But at the same time, we can't have no hybrids. Well, somebody tell Ronnie Dawson that. That's all I want to say on that point. Yeah, zygotes or not, whether they're mules or infertile or with whether or not grays have magical penises, I don't know. But at the end of the day, only those that experience the magic of alien lovemaking will ever be able to tell us the truth about whether or not there's hybrids. You know, like those guys that go to jail for child porn and end up fathering like hundreds of kids in space. We will never, ever know the truth about that, but that is the perils of ufology, to be honest. This is the end of the episode because I just don't know what else to talk about when it comes to this particular topic. It's scary on so many levels. Tomorrow we'll talk about space, find out if there's some activity in Boca Chica. Apparently, Virgin Galactic is going to do another test here shortly. I thought that they gave up until next year, but apparently not. They are still in it to win it. I don't know what the hell they're going to win, but hey, who knows? So we'll talk about that and whatever else pops up in old space. But until then, ciao, peace, goodbye. God be with you and everybody else that's hybrided. Peace.
Yeah. Dose. Yeah. Started from the mud, now you see us going up. Numbers never lie, now you see us blowing up. People used to front, now you see them showing up. So what's up? I've been down and out below. Keep it a buck, I don't always been one up on all of these. They be trying to front for all of these. I ain't got time cause they all in they feelings. Ice of the gang and we making a killing. It's 2020 and they notice the vision. You be the hero, I'm playing the villain. The underdogs and we walking the building. We getting money, yeah, they think that we dealing. They talking hot, yeah, if they opponents and we won't stop till we all touch a million. Don't ever forget, but we probably forgive them. I'm living, taking the cause that was given. My blessings is already written. Wrapped it a ribbon, putting ourselves in positions to making some major decisions. Started from the mud, now you see us going up. Numbers never lie, now you see us blowing up. People used to front, now you see them showing up. So what's up? I've been down and out below. Look, I'm trying to get where I'm going, but haters be trolling, that's where they thinking you got me right where you want me. I tell a ghost just ducked up. Sending them shots, we send them back. Yeah, ain't really bout that. Run, it's always bounce back. Need more hands just to count that. Stay on my bully, I need me more breeze just so we can get the team right. Loaded up fully, dogs on a leash, and you be knowing that's a scary sight. Don't happen overnight. Work smarter with some sacrifice. Sugar, spice, and everything nice. Mix it up, now you got a slice. We bridging the gap, they want us to rap, so fuck we back. Yeah. Drew need a plaque, we turn to the max, and we never lacked. Yeah. Been in my bag, it's a drag, I'm feeling jet lagged. Yeah. Came back for vacation, I ain't unpacked, cause I'm going back. Facts, ooh, double the racks. TD the bank, your CD's blank, your Cuban is link. Smoking that dank, pour up and drink, fill up the tank. Do you think I ain't the one, but I'm the one? Brutus out, he going dumb. You hear them drums, came from the slums, they know we the ones, yeah. Started from the mud, now you see us going up. Numbers never lie, now you see us blowing up. People used to front, now you see them showing up. So what's up? I've been down and out below. Keep it a buck, I don't fuck with you.